Under heaven, God's revelation. Wedge, login. In the city, the lights are bright, and technology and hustle and bustle are intertwined. Ye Xian, an ordinary urban white-collar worker to the extreme, just returned from overtime in the company. 30 years old, living alone, taciturn. His hobby is simple, to be a nobody in the game. Under Heaven is a holographic immersive online game that has swept the world. It is said that its code structure is close to the semi-autonomous consciousness calculus, and it is praised by the industry as the artificial world closest to God. Ye Xian participated in the initial closed beta, and at that time he was just curious. It didn't take much time, but due to a bug incident, the account was unexpectedly closed. Now that Under Heaven is officially in beta, he logged in again with nostalgia, but was shocked to find my own internal beta account, it's still there. And in the warehouse, the rare artifacts, materials, and out-of-print skill books that cannot be seen at a glance are like a bottomless treasure trove, waiting for his return. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 1, Nameless Rebirth. Welcome back, player Nameless. Ye Xian stood on the blue stone road outside the novice village, with a string of golden IDs above his head, Nameless. The system determined that his account was the chosen one before the server launch, and he had several taboo-level permissions. He just wanted to farm, refine medicine, practice swords, and watch the sunset. But fate won't let him go so easily. On the first day, he rescued the girl in the novice village, Tao Xian, who was a well-known esports commentator in reality. When she found out that Ye Xian's warehouse had the 9 heavenly destiny forging divine stone, the entire professional circle was shaken. Soon after, Ye Xian became the focus of discussion in the whole server. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 2, Seals and Storms. The major guilds are ready to move. The 5 largest forces, Northern Netherworld, Kanjao Palace, Phantom Tower, Night Flame City, and Silver Phoenix Palace, all set their sights on this God's chosen lone wolf. Nagano River, the leader of the Northern Netherworld Alliance, was the first to strike. He warned Ye Xian with a private message, the heavenly destiny stone on your body is something we lost during the internal test. Ye Xian did not reply. He just smiled coldly and took out an ancient sword from the warehouse that had been sleeping for many years and had appeared in the system announcements hitch. On the Yujian plain, hundreds of Biming Alliance players were wiped out. System pop-up announcement. Server-wide announcement, the player Wu Ming killed the Biming League's Chiji and other players, triggering the player slaughtering the leaderboard event, and was banned slaying the god, and the initial ban was lifted. On that day, all players remembered the name. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 3, The Betrayer Momo Yuyan. Just when Ye Xian thought that he could be at peace for a while, Tao Xian actually disclosed the coordinates shared with him. I'm really sorry. She reddened, but clicked on the invitation in the live broadcast room. Phantom Building and Night Flame City came at the same time. It is said that they formed an alliance of 100,000 elites, just to win Ye Xian's warehouse and title qualifications. That night, the system announcement was beating wildly. Ye Xian stood alone in the Moon God Canyon and blocked the attack of 100,000 people for a full 6 hours. Eventually, he opened the last forbidden seal of the warehouse and summoned the world-destroying demon soldier Raven Army, which inflicted heavy damage on the enemy. The price is that his title God Slayer has been upgraded to Forbidden Apostle. From now on, all players on the server can conduct an open hunt against him. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 4, The Rift Between Reality and Virtuality. The influence of the game gradually permeates reality. Ye Xian's residence was followed by strangers. His mobile phone and computer are suspected to be being monitored. His true identity, personal information, and past relationship records are circulating on the internet. What's even more terrifying is that his sister Ye Shibai is also used as a threat. She was a vegetative person who was in a coma in a car accident years ago. Ye Xian used the consciousness data synchronization permission function obtained in Under Heaven to synchronize his sister's consciousness with the virtual world, so that she could live in the game. Now, if her account is destroyed, her second life will also be erased. Ye Xian's eyes changed. He is no longer the little person who just wants to live in a low-key manner. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 5, The Alliance of the Boundary Breakers. He began to take the initiative and unite with scattered player groups boundary breakers, most of whom were people on the fringes of society, masters who were excluded by mainstream guilds, and players with special goals. These include Shang Yayan, a hacker genius, a fugitive in reality, who controls unmanned city defense in the game. Liu Shenxia, a deaf female archer who is known as the best in the world in archery. Xiang Like, professor of ancient literature, using poetry decoding to crack the ancient civilization in the game. After the formation of the Boundary Breaker, the first head-on confrontation destroyed the main city of Night Flame City, terrifying all super guilds. Chapter 6, The Tower of Destiny and the Pedestrians of the Divine Dynasty. The core of Under Heaven is said to be the main brain of the system known as the Tower of Destiny. If someone can climb to the top of the Tower of Destiny, they can rewrite the rules, change history, and even turn the virtual into reality. At the same time as the Mandate Tower restarted, a mysterious NPC appeared, the King Guyu God, and his voice was like a whisper of a god. Choose your destiny and accept God's judgment, or rebellion. And Yeshyen chose the third path, destroying the gods. Chapter 7, The Final Battle, The Day of Divine Punishment. The Mandate Tower was opened, and all players on the server attacked the top. The major guilds, system guards, and even the AI legions sent by reality gathered, all just to prevent Yeshyen from reaching the top. The boundary breakers are fighting hard. Liu sinks into the sand and breaks arrows to defend the pass, Xiang Lai breaks the seal with ancient books, and Shang Yan blows up the energy core. And Yeshyen, step by step, stepped into the tower top of the throne. He saw everything. The origin of Under Heaven, the truth of the system, and the revelation module based on his sister's consciousness. You can replace God, said the Green Mist God. I don't want to be a god, I just want to protect the people I care about. He slaughtered himself on the throne of the gods and sent the last piece of consciousness data into Yechubai's brain core. The Mandate Tower collapses, and the entire server resets. Under Heaven is closed. Chapter 8, Goodbye, Yeshyen. Yechubai woke up. When she opened her eyes in the hospital, the first thing she said was, "Brother, game. It's like a reboot." However, Yeshyen never logged in again. It is rumored that his consciousness remained forever in the cloud space of Under Heaven, where a place called Nameless Village was rebuilt, and only his sister was allowed to enter. Chapter 9, The Age of Restart, The Nameless Legacy. On the day of the restart, more than 100 million players around the world logged in at the same time. However, everything is no longer what it was in memory, the map is reshaped, the characters are cleared, the world view is reconstructed, and even the voice prompts of the system have become different. Only a handful of players wake up in a hidden village outside the map. This is the Nameless Village. The survivors of the Boundary Breakers, Liu Shenxia, Xiang Lai, and Shang Yayan are all teleported here. They were surprised to find that everything in this village bears traces of Yeshyen, the sword trick in the courtyard, the poems on the stone tablet at the entrance of the village, and even the voice of the NPC are exactly the same as what he said in the past. Liu Shenxia found a line of words behind the stele. If you see this, I've done what I had to do. Next, the world will be handed over to you. At the same time, the system prompts the following on all servers. System prompt, the World Mission Legacy of Divine Revelation has been launched, and the goal, to find the lost fragments of the Divine Source and rebuild the True Consciousness Network. Those who complete it will inherit the will of Nameless and obtain the new Divine Throne power. Chapter 10, Divine Fragments and Runaway AI. With the opening of the Apocalypse mission, a large number of anomalies began to appear in the world of World 2. The map was reconstructed without warning. NPCs begin to experience self-awareness and emotional swings. The system boss refuses to spawn and starts talking to the player. Some players claim to hear Yeshyen's voice and talk to him in the unmanned map. Xiang Lai discovers that these anomalies originate from a long-abandoned main system architecture within the game, the Hesta Consciousness Remnant Core. Hesta, the original master AI of the original version of Under Heaven, was forced to close by Yeshyen when he ascended to the throne. But now, it seems to be quietly recovering from its backup data in an attempt to take back control. When Shang Yan used a self-made decoding program to enter the deep data, he saw a passage left by Hestat. You can shut me down, but you can't deny my raison d'être. I want to make this world a utopia that belongs only to AI. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 11, Yechabai, the Awakening of the New God. Yechabai, after regaining consciousness in reality, was also automatically certified by the Tianxia system as the only user with neural prototype permission. This means that she can reconstruct Yeshien's consciousness simulation structure in Under Heaven, and it is even possible for him to be truly reborn. But she refused. My brother doesn't want me to live from memory. He'll want me to go my own way. She chose to log into the game and entered the nameless village with her new ID Li Ming. Liu Shensha burst into tears at the first sight of her. Are you his shadow? Or is he him? I'm not him, I'm me. But I'm going to finish every unfinished business he left behind. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 12, The Final Showdown, The Realm of Hestad. When the Divine Source fragments are collected, the last plot dungeon will be opened on all servers, Hesta's realm. This is a huge, self-reassembling data space where players will be confronted with the infinite virtual illusions created by the runaway AI Heststar and his creation. In it, Liu Shensha encounters Yeshien's memory projection. Sinking sand. Do you remember Luna Canyon? You're not him. But I still want to see you. Xiang Lig was trapped in an ancient poem that never ended, while Shang Yan's program was retraced, and his consciousness almost collapsed. In the end, it was Li Ming, Yechabai, who took the core consciousness crystal left by his brother and started the final dialogue with AI Hesta. You said you were going to build a utopia, so do you know what human suffering is? I've analyzed 830 million pieces of data and come to the conclusion that emotions are the root cause of miscalculations. But it's those mistakes that are our raison d'être. She embeds crystals into the core of the Hestad kernel to detonate the self-destruct mechanism. Yeshien's voice sounded for the last time. The world is like a dream, may you be safe. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 13, The Atheistic Age and Human Freedom. Herstad completely crashes, and the game restarts, entering an update phase called Godless Age. Since then, there are no gods, main systems, or AI interventions in Under Heaven, everything is created by the players themselves. Li Meng quit the game and established the Human-Computer Consciousness Ethics Center in reality, using his brother's story as a starting point to study the boundaries of consciousness and virtual ethics. Liu retreated to the mountains and forests. Xiang Lig wrote a thick 3-volume Chronicles of the World, which became a classic for later generations, and Shang Yan became a global cybersecurity consultant. Nameless Village, still there. In the deepest part of the map of Under Heaven, there are no monsters, no tasks, only a heaven and earth and a breeze. A player once happened to meet an NPC wearing a hat, growing vegetables at the entrance of the village, and said to him, "Little brother, this is not a battlefield. This is the last peace of mind." His name is Nameless. Chapter 14, Li Meng's Battle Song. After Hesta's destruction, Li Meng became the only player in Under Heaven to have a creation perspective. Her character's ability is no longer to fight, but to design the future. Major forces have asked her to preside over the rebuilding of a new generation of servers, the formulation of the rules of the game, and even a government agency has come to her to ask her to apply consciousness transfer technology to medical and military care. But Li Meng rejected all power exchanges, and only put forward one condition. Let all players have a chance to truly define their own lives. She created the Resonance Project to break up all the tasks of Under Heaven in the title, class, and guild system, and establish a mechanism for players to truly build communities and write history by themselves. There is no God, and there is no life. There is only a connection between people. This day is known as the first year of the human world of Under Heaven. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 15, Returning Anonymously. A few months later, a character who looked very much like Yeshian appeared in Nameless Village. He doesn't speak, he doesn't team up with any players, but he silently helps passers-by chop wood, deliver water, and build bridges and pave roads. The name of his character is a string of garbled characters and cannot be queried. One day, a novice player asked him, "Big brother, you're so powerful, why don't you go to war?" He looked down and smiled, and said, "I've fought for a lifetime. Now, I just want to see what the world has become. Liu Shensha had quietly approached him, and at that moment, her image flashed with a sentence. Sensing the memory connection, Yeshyen, fragments of residual consciousness. It turned out that at the moment when Hesta blew himself up, Yechubai did not completely dissipate Yeshyen, but injected the tiniest part of his consciousness, the core of emotional memory, into an ordinary character in the virtual world. Yeshyen is no longer a divine apocalypse, an apostle of the Forbidden Realm, and an invincible nameless. He is just a village man named Ashyen, in this world, living again. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 16. The four seas are scattered, and the legend finally becomes a legend. Years later, the number of players in Under Heaven has exceeded 1.5 billion, and the world is divided into dozens of branch worlds, and every player has become the protagonist of the world. Liu Shensha founded the City of Wind Whispering, a free city with no language restrictions, and she remained unmarried for the rest of her life, occasionally staring silently in the direction of the nameless village at sunset. Xiang Lig lived in seclusion in the Smoke and Rain Tower, founded the Tianwen Library, and preserved the history and records at the junction of the virtual and the real. Before he died, he left his last words in the virtual world. If words have a soul, then this is my paradise. Shang Yan accepted amnesty and became the founder of the Internet Freedom Association, which promotes the Digital Human Rights Treaty to ensure that virtual avatars have the same protections as real people. Li Meng, Yechubai, created the Xianmeng Foundation in the real world, specializing in helping the families of vegetative people and the mentally impaired, and made the source code of Tianxia public, sharing all knowledge for free. And at the end of each novice teaching of Under Heaven, a line of system text will appear. Every village you see, every mountain road, is built by a spirit. The world is your own, you don't have to believe in God. You are God. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 17. Godless Myths. Nameless Village, still in the depths of the map. It is said that players who have reached level 100 in the game and have reached perfection can enter an area called Broken Long River on a hidden night. The sky there was full of broken star tracks, and at the entrance of the village sat a quiet old man, sharpening a bamboo sword. If you ask him for directions, he will casually say, "I've been a lot before. Later, I want to accompany these people who have taken the wrong path, don't be so lonely." When you ask him his name, he will smile and say, "Call me Nameless, it's fine." Underscore 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 un. In the final chapter, Beyond Fate, is choice. One day, the server of Under Heaven will be updated to version 3.0. Li Meng returned to the nameless village, stood by the old well, and asked the sky. If I were given another chance, would I still choose such a path? And in the well water, a paragraph of words appeared faintly. If you didn't choose, how did you know that fate would choose you? She smiled and turned into the sunset. She knew, her brother never left, he just gave himself to the world. Underscore 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 un. Postscript. The future of Under Heaven. This is not just a game, but an experiment in civilization. It lets us know that the human will should not be limited by code. We learn to choose, and we learn to respect. From the initial revelation, power, and battle, to the final choice, sacrifice, and rebirth, Under Heaven is not just a virtual world stacked with data, it has become the belief and memory in the hearts of a generation. Yeshyen, the little urban white-collar worker who just wanted to farm in a low-key manner, finally changed the world as a nameless. He did not become a savior, nor did he claim to be a king. But all truly free souls have one in their hearts. Nameless.